So let's talk a little bit about how to have repair after you set a boundary. Meaning, you set a boundary, now there's tension, maybe even distance or negative emotions. What do we do? Boundaries can feel like walls to the people around you, especially if they're used to you bending or eroding your boundaries in the past. In these moments where there is distance or there is distress between you and this other person, it's important to come back to the idea that boundaries were not a rejection. Boundaries were an invitation for connection, authentic, safe, meaningful connection. And where there is rupture, we can be a part of and allow for the opportunity for repair. So the first thing you need to do is to reaffirm your why in setting the boundary. We need to really anchor on the idea that your boundary was not a punishment, it is not a rejection, it is an invitation. So that when you reach out for the opportunity for repair, you're not doing it from a place of guilt or shame, but instead with an invitation for meaningful connection, curiosity, and exploration. Second, you can validate the discomfort that exists for you and this other person. I know this feels really hard. It was hard for me to set this boundary too. And finally, you can invite connection without abandoning your needs. You can ask that person to share how they're feeling. You can let them know, I care about you and I want to figure out a way for both of us to move forward so we can both have our needs met. The idea here is to recognize that, again, boundaries are not a one-time conversation. They're an iterative process. Potentially, when we set that boundary, we didn't consider something else, or maybe there are new things that we want to consider in this relationship. Potentially, we edit or pivot a little bit. The key is, again, to anchor on the fact that setting your boundary was not a problem. To be open to the conversation, to explore what that can look like to maintain and to uphold your boundary without losing yourself in trying to take care of the other person, while also recognizing that it's okay if it wasn't exactly how it needed to be right out the gate. Now, this doesn't occur in every relationship, and if you do find that you make that invitation for repair and it is met with aggressive communication and pressure, you've gotten enough information to know that either right now or altogether that relationship or that connection isn't worth pursuing. But when we think about those deep and meaningful connections that are worth it to us and that we have that investment in to take to that next level, I want you to remind yourself that repair is possible without the betrayal of self. When you have those relationships, make sure that you hold on to them because they are worth building and nurturing.